The man set up his sniper rifle to the father and son detectives at the playground. The bullet pierced the detective's body, and he took the life of his son. Flash forward 6 years. Sean never stopped looking for Keynes. This day, Keynes has reappeared at a location in Los Angeles. Keynes dropped a gas bomb. As soon as this bomb goes off, law will be a living hell. Excited and happy, Keynes danced in the church to celebrate his great plan. Of course the police don't know but yet. They tracked down someone who rented the jet. It was Keynes' own brother who paid for it. The police have placed an undercover officer. Sean leads his men into action. Keynes came to the airport and blew it. His younger brother took off his trench coat and revealed to Desert Eagle. Take off your dark sunglasses. Then put on another pair of sunglasses. Pair it with a suit. This is his brother. The glass gas bomb was his work. He told his younger brother not to go to town because there's gonna be a little smoke. There were only 2 brothers on the plane and the standard flight attendant. Keynes was certainly not prepared to just then. Several police cars rushed to the plane. They were discovered. The police car closely followed the plane that did not take off. But Keynes didn't panic at all. Polly took down the undercover stewardess. Keynes forced the pilot to take off. Sean thought he had it, but they were shot by Keynes at the same time, then dropped the plane. Sean gets in the chopper and continues the chase. He can't let the Archiville escape again. Right when the plane took off, the helicopter damaged the flank of the aircraft. The plane could not take off. Keynes takes out the pilot as the taxi continues, and then crashed into a huge set of warehouses. The plane stalled under resistance. Police surround warehouse. The brothers fought back. But even if you're shameless, you're no match for the police. Polly fell in love. Keynes hides and prepares to fight the police to the bitter end. He dropped the troll and carried on with his favorite guns. Go head to head with Sean, until they both had only 1 bullet left. Keynes knows the odds are stacked against him. He said he was gonna make it a hell, but why would Sean believe that? A few social strictures. Keynes began to beg for mercy. Okay, but the actual hands are not honest. He may be an enemy, but Sean is a cop. He didn't shoot him, but the great villain was quickly blown up. It flew a dozen meters and slammed into the barbed wire. Then he fell unconscious. I guess I hung up. Sean went home and his wife was worried about their daughter. The fashionable look evolved to mock her. Suspended from school again, Sean couldn't communicate with his daughter in her rebellious face. But the good thing about today is that we caught Keynes. Sean vowed to take fewer assignments, make up for his wife and daughter. The whole department is happy about it. Only Officer Sean wasn't happy because of the death of too many colleagues and the son he loved. But it's not over yet. Special Ops found the wreckage of Sean's plane. I found a file. Looks like Keynes was right. He was actually planting a bomb. It was time to go off on the Shabbat. Completion will be a living hell. They interrogated Polly, but he'd rather die than say anything. The task force has figured it out, and that is to find someone who knows Keynes. Change your face to look like Keynes. Go undercover to the prison where Polly's get the bomb location out of him. And the best person to do that is Sean. He knows Keynes best, and they're close in height and build. This is the latest technology. Make new ears. Hair is surgically removed with a laser knife. You also need to extract belly fat. And a state-of-the-art face-changing mask. No pain, no hurt, but make him look like Keynes. He would rather shoot himself. Sean goes back to the police. Interrogated Keynes' brother and himself violently. The brother's sister was also a target for Keynes, but they don't know anything. Sean is a good cop. He agreed to build the whole thing. Only they know about it, and he would hide it from his wife and daughter. But the wife could see that her husband was about to go on another mission. Then he went to his daughter's room. He tucked his daughter in. Sean left the house for the operating room. After some time, Sean's face was preserved in a liquid. The doctor is taking Candace's face off and replacing her in shape. Finally, the job was done. Sean took off his gloves and looked in the mirror. He became the thing he hated the most. Sean couldn't take it in for a moment. He smashed the mirror to pieces, lashed out at everyone who knows about it. After stabilizing mood, the doctor put a microchip on his vocal cords with the same voice as Candace. He only had 2 days. He was sent to prison as a prisoner if the glass was pulled out. This prison is full of felons. Every prisoner needs to wear iron shoes to facilitate early warning management. But when Sean came to the prison, ushered in is a strange look. He had his enemies and his admirers. His brother saw his evil expression. But now it's like Keynes has lost his nature. Glass just doesn't feel right. That's when an enemy showed up and he got into a fist fight with Sean. But Sean doesn't have the aura of Keynes. He was crippled by a severe beating, got kicked in the face and landed on the table. The guards saw it and did nothing to stop until Sean was knocked to the ground. Men are so miserable. To save the whole city, he got the face of the great villain chopping in prison. The goal is to find out where the bomb is. I just walked in here and I got beat up. Then he suddenly saw his brother. Sean noticed something was wrong. He can't show his flaws. Then he opened his eyes wide and smirked. It's like I haven't been beaten for a long time. This time it was finally cut. He's not just punching, he's swearing, he's throwing punches, he's throwing I got hit on the elbow and gave it back. Then he picked up his plate. Don't cast a joy, yeah. I'm cast a joy. Well, now that Keynes did it, we should cripple him if we don't kill him. Especially the cheers all around. Sean, who turns into Cans, rides self just about to finish off the fat boy. He hesitated. He's not Cans. It's a good thing the guards saw it. They are co-controlled by magnetic forces. I stopped the fights. When I get out of here, you get out of here. I'm gonna have you fired. And this was the night that was about to happen. Cans, who had been in a vegetative state, suddenly was surprised to find that his face was missing. He opened the gauze and saw Sean's face in the potion. Cans burst into terror. He called his little brother. Watch the video of the face swap. Evil thoughts sprout in my mind. The attending whose little brother was kidnapped and since Sean can be his face, then he'll be Sean. The younger brother questioned his brother's character. But there's a human being here. Eventually Sean figured out where the bomb was. Stored in the completed conference center. You're so fucking pathetic. Sean got the job done, but it was too late. A man came to visit the prison. He's officially teeth to Sean. He took out the attending, took out everyone who knew about it, and I put on Sean's wedding ring. Sean's life was a tragedy. No one will know who he is. He slashed and stabbed the bad guys and got beat up by the guards. There was nothing angry Sean could do. The tragedy is not over yet. Drove back to Sean's house. He almost drove by if he hadn't seen Sean's wife. He watched her husband arrive home. Well, I suppose it was only a matter of time before you forgot. Where we lived, every house in this block looks the same and I spotted you. If I wanted only Eve. Just say it like that. I've always happy, of course, because Shuz didn't work overtime. Back home, this is Shuz's daughter. The rest will left those here. I won't tell them long if you start smoking. You'll be seeing a lot of changes around here. Oh. I do the dream. Sean was furious in his cell. Just then Polly passed above. He was rescued by Ken somehow. Sean said he was Sean. There's a bomb at the convention center. But who would believe him? The completion of the conference center didn't quickly solve the case. He and his brother directed and acted in a play. We got a hit on the bomb. Ken disarmed the bomb in the final seconds of detonation. The federal agent became the city's savior. Sean's on the count to disarm the bomb. He became a great hero in people's hearts. Sean suffered every day and Case thrived. Basking in the applause of colleagues, the president and his wife called at the same time. Do you tell the president to hold? Ken prepares a candlelit dinner for Eve. They were happy that night. Sean can't just sit back and do nothing. You can only remove your iron shoes if you're shot. One day he stepped aside and lashed out at a prison guard just to grab a guard's cigarette. Be finally subdued, but there was no lighter. This is the foundation of King's character. The fat one he fought in the house. He's been tortured to death. Hold it, can I have a light? You know those things kill you. It was during the slipper that Sean began to convince Little Fat. After a few words, Little Fat began to work. A pair of men take on a prison guard. They seize the guard's pistol, grab the guard's rifle. There was a disturbance in the prison. Neither man has the strength to fight. After a few minutes of fighting, unfortunately, Little Fat was shot. And Sean made it out of prison. But he was shocked. The prison is not on land but in the middle of the sea. This is a helicopter taking off, giving Sean the crap for running away. After dodging so many bullets, Sean jumped into the sea with all his might. The police confirmed that King was dead, but Jiashang had to make sure he found the body. Sean from prison calls the hospital, looking for his wife Eve. He said it wasn't him. The husband sent his daughter to live with her grandmother, but he was mercilessly killed. How can anyone believe that? And then you call Cans. Sean Archer here who's calling well. You're Sean Archer. I guess I'm Castor Troy. The declaration of war has officially begun. How is it that you know so much about Sean Archer? Sleep with his wife. Ha, 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 ha. Ha ha ha. The look on the man's face. Do you have any idea how miserable he is? In order to solve the case, he changed the face of a bad guy. Now he's hanging out with his bad gangster brother. And the big bad guy put on his face and kill everyone who knows. Take Sean's place, staying at Sean's house and sleeping in his bed. You thought he was smiling. In fact, he could not laugh or cry. Gosh, great. He said he was gonna kill Detective Sean. Peel off Sean's face. The style is their brother Keith back in the room. Because I just drank the powdery water. Sean began to lose his mind. He looked at himself in the mirror. It's the thing I hate the most. Here comes the brother-sister, Sacha. He and Kans were an item. How are they doing this night? He said sorry to Sacha. Just then a boy ran in. That's when Sean found out. The boy was the son of Kans and Sacha. This year is already no one knows who he is. Sacha is afraid of drawing fire. Sean's look at the boy reminded him of his dead son. The feds are all over the place. Jashon is going to fight Jacob for the final time. Came in with a grenade. The police and bandits engaged in a fierce battle. Sean put on the boy's headphones. Don't want him to hear the gunshots. The brothers and the police started fighting. Sean looked at his former colleague. He couldn't bear to do it. And Candace was out there laughing. A few minutes of fighting. Heavy casualties on both sides. Sean always protected the boy from getting hurt. They hid in the basement. Sean runs into a colleague again. He knocked it out. Then he fired a shot to the side. He can't let his head go up. But Kans was not so kind. Even the best brother ever. Kans didn't hesitate. One shot to the brother's neck. Then he fell to the ground with his head. That's when Sean takes on Keith. They're back to back on either side of the mirror. After a few words of chat, they both turn to face themselves in the mirror. He is also his greatest enemy. Federal agents came to help. Sean had to run away. He ran to the roof and saw Kans's brother, grabbed the rope and pulled the glass down. The glass broke and fell from a height. Just as Candace chased him downstairs, he looked at his own brother. So lost luck. So why you so upset? It's just Pollock's tour. Because the chief of the gang went after Jashon. That kind of killing spree is police style. And then he gave Kans a scolding. Kans looked outside and knocked the old man down. Then another elbow. Called paramedics. Vehicular Zara had had a heart attack. Sean came home quietly. Wife just got out of jail in the shower. He held his wife in his arms and kept explaining. But why would his wife believe him? All he knows is that the man killed his son. Sean goes on to explain. Tell me everything he's been through. They changed their faces, but the only thing that didn't change was blood. I'm sleeping with Candace this night. He took her blood. Went back to the hospital overnight for blood tests. It's really not the husband's blood type. Sean was already here waiting. He still couldn't believe it. Now she doesn't trust anyone. Until a loving touch. Eve finally believed it. Plus the story of their love affair. Eve was in tears. Roso's funeral is tomorrow. This is our chance to take out Kans. The next day Sean was ready for closure. But Kans's girlfriend insisted on following him. He wants revenge for his brother. But Sean turned him down. The daughter left home. Keynes had his suspicions. He said he stole 50 bucks and ran away. Everyone in the church mourned for Chief Rosso. Outside the church, a man in dark glasses walked slowly. Someone handed Keynes a photograph. It's Sean's son. He saw the direction of the dove. Newho Photo began to laugh. The ceremony is complete. Sean came inside the church. He mourned the death of the chief. And then the song behind him came Keith. Turns out Candace was suspicious of him. Bring out Sean's wife. Sean's daughter is on her way, dragged here by her brother. Clothes are pushed to the center. No father could, no brother could either. Neither could assist it. Sacha suddenly appeared, pointed the gun at Kans. Kans's little brother is aiming at Sacha. Kans is a bad guy, but he has feelings for Sacha. But it takes more than a few words to explain. And then the little black who picked up Sean's daughter showed up. The odds are in favor of Keynes on San versus The scuffle began as several men made eye contact. Pigeons fly and roses are broken. Eve picked up the bench. A few seconds later, hid under the sand in the corner on top of Sean. But she's already lost her life. Eve's eyes watered. She was the only one who understood everything. The fight goes on. Kans ran out of the church. Sean met his daughter and protected her. But the daughter struggled to run away. He didn't know it wasn't his father. The gunfight then turned into hand-to-hand combat in a fierce battle. Jamie saw her father being beaten, picked up the pistol and charged. Sean quickly explained that he was the father. Their sound chip had fallen off. My father's voice did change. Jamie shot Sean in the arm. Then Candace stepped forward and took Sean's daughter. Jamie's daughter still didn't understand until my mother came out clinging. He finally learned that the father was a fake. Then Jamie pulled out the butterfly knife, stabbed Hans hard in the thigh. After a sharp squeeze, Hans quickly left in pain. Sean took advantage of the wind. Hans grabbed a speedboat by the river. Sean shot and ran after him. He got on a speedboat, too. The two were sailing on the river. Straight away, you don't blame anyone. And then it hit a big boat. Sean's boat started leaking oil. He managed to jump into Keynes' boat. The two men began to fight hand to hand again. For about 1分钟, the speedboat crashed into the shore barrier. They were thrown together towards the bottom. The speedboat exploded behind them. After rising, they continued to fight. Cut the wire bad enough and hard enough. He picked up the iron bar and beat Sean. Sean had the furrow on the ground and stabbed Keynes hard. Then he got up quickly and aimed at him. Hans, seeing the writing on the wall, began to ruin his appearance. He's not gonna let Sean get that face back. An anxious Sean kick. Hans let go in pain. Sean shoots pneumatic furrow big bad guy. Hans was finally taken out by Sean. Then the police arrived. It turned out the wife had called the police. Wife who told the truth. Son told him that Washington had sent the best surgeon. They were taken to the operating room. A few days later, Eve was working from home. Suddenly I saw a handsome shadow. It was Sean who came home. They hugged each other tightly. Her daughter saw it and ran over. He apologized to his father. He shot his father. This isn't the end of the story. The father brought a boy. He's the son of Candace and Sacha. Jamie is very fond of Adam. Take him back to his brother's room. From then on, the whole family began a happy journey. Face Off is a classic movie. The two best actors are happy with every expression and every look. It is a good movie to watch many times. Thank you for watching. This is Beijing Film and Television. Thank you.